Welcome back, Garage Geeks. This week was a whole bunch of work between the Jeep door and working on the bottom of the Nissan truck bed. But to start off on Monday, I did an estimate on a Honda Element whose owner is this beautiful man's car, who after working on the estimate for a little bit this morning, I went and unbagged the Jeep, which sadly, whoever scuffed and painted it and primed it took too long between the flash time, which resulted in this mess of paint peel. All that aside, I sanded those paint peels on the top and repainted it, which did take up most of my morning, but after an hour or so of wet sanding to be exact, with 600, it was ready to be painted before lunch. Here was the before and afters of the cool inside view too. But yeah, this was most of my Monday. Nothing interesting besides that. It's just a whole bunch of a mess, you know? As you can see, this is the before I did it and then wet sanded it, but also here's a cool photo of the inside. And then this is what it looked like after, and then when I painted over it several coats because it was white, but it ended up being all good and came out pretty well actually from what it was, and I did clear coat it all, so it did look much better than before. Yep. Well, today more paint peel, but ignoring that, I'm just gonna put on the door and just let it be. Hello, Mr. Door. Now we're gonna be getting ready to put it back on the Jeep that's being a bitch. I just ended up sandblasting the nuts and bolts, and now we're gonna heat them up. Here I'm heating up the nuts or bolts, whatever you like to call them. But when you watch the video at the end, you can see I mess up the oxygen instead of turning it off, I turn it on. But yeah, enjoy the video of me messing up, because you know what? All mistakes happen, and it's just fun to see what happens sometimes. But thankfully, I did not blow up the shop. here I'm tightening and tightening the bolts so I can put on the fillers that makes the door look more straight and aligned how it should be. But you know, it's much better than the roasted bolts. Of the reason why I actually had to heat up the bolts, because if I didn't, it would have just ended up breaking down later, and then the door would have probably broken off, or you could not get the bolts off after. Plus, it has a beautiful finish with it being black. So funny thing, I ended up forgetting to take photos and film what I did, but Wednesday and Thursday I did not work on the Jeep anymore for the rest of the week, and I ended up working on the Nissan truck bed. Which, yeah, I was just drilling holes because originally whoever was working on it before I did, the bolts had snapped, and so I had to drill those holes in so we could actually get it in and through. Guess what? I stayed after hours on Thursday just so I could bag up the truck and so it could be primed, and also to make up my hours for shop since the last couple weeks I was missing some hours. But yeah, I ended up just bagging it so that on Friday it could be primed on the top of the roof since it had really bad sun damage. For Friday I ended up just welding this one hole and priming it, since it had to be, because as you can see I had originally had the hole way too big, so then I put that filler in and welded it and then primed it so it could actually fit in and I could thread the hole, so then that way we could actually have bolts up there. Okay, huge PSA for anyone who is working on cars, on the bottom of a truck, or under any vehicle with rust or anything. Please wear a face shield underneath that goddamn vehicle, because as you can see here, I was just wearing safety glasses when I was priming it and I ended up just getting rust in my eye. Thankfully it was just a little bit of rust, but it still hurt really bad, and it ended up burning. Thankfully I did not rub my eye and I could have cut my cornea, but because I had just left it be and I just went straight to the eye wash station and washed it out, it was fine, because I also went to the nurse. She put some drops in and got the rest of the rust out of my eye. But yeah, if you're working under any vehicle, truck bed, normal car, it has rust and other stuff, please, with your safety glasses, they protect you so much, just a little too little for that tiny bits of rust can get into your eye. Just wear a goddamn face shield. It might be hard, but it's better than getting rust in your eye. I will now just be wearing a face shield because it hurts so bad. But to also end on a positive note, I ended up welding, and then when one of the pieces did this, I forgot what it's called. I think it's filler. Yeah, filler. Ended up doing this cool circle, and then yeah, that's just something fun to end off the day. It's beautiful, it's awesome, and it's cool. Have a good one, guys.